Temperature in the mid-50s. It's overcast in the Oakland Coliseum. Game 5 of the 1972 World Series. The American League champions, the Oakland A's, versus the National League champions, the Cincinnati Reds. Brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, highlighting Plymouth Satellite for 1973. Built to be seen, not heard. And by Wright Brothers, a new family of pens from Papermate. Good afternoon, everybody. Kurt Gowdy of NBC Sports with Monty Moore, the broadcasting voice of the Oakland A's. Call them what you want, from their owner on down, loose, wacky, a very colorful team with their mod hairstyles. The Oakland A's have been doing it in the World Series as they have all year, winning clutch ball games, coming from behind with one of the best pitching staffs, maybe the most underrated pitching staff in the Major League. And now Oakland is in a great position to wind up the World Series today. They have their best pitcher, Jim Hunter, slated to start. They have the momentum and the confidence from last night's dramatic come-from-behind victory. Cincinnati is up against it, but Cincinnati hopes they get some base hits. They still feel they can run at will. They're sending men at all times. They can go from first to third. They need base hits. As Sparky Anderson says today, if he doesn't get them, he is going to leave the World Series a very embarrassed man. And the A's will pitch Hunter. The Reds will pitch McLaughlin, Monty, as Gary Nolan's arm tightened up and they go to with McLaughlin.
Right, and the A's know a little bit about Jim McLaughlin. He pitched in the American League for the California Angels some years back. As a matter of fact, the last game he pitched in the American League was against the A's here at this ballpark. Oakland has beaten him 5 times in his career, and he has beaten the Oakland A's 3 times dating back to Kansas City, and that's Jim right there. Incredible amount of pressure on a man like him. He has pitched very little in the last month or two of the season, but he did throw 3 real big ball games in that clinching week for the Cincinnati Reds in August. McLaughlin can throw a real good one once in a while. For the Oakland A's, Dick Williams is giving the ball to Jim Catfish Hunter, the most consistent pitcher in Oakland A's history. Hunter has won 60 games the last 3 years, 20 last year, 21 this year, 18 the year before. He is a spot pitcher, a controlled pitcher, and as his wife was saying last night before the ball game, he's probably the most cool man around the city of Oakland. He has a lot of courage. He challenges hitters, and it's going to be quite an interesting duel here this afternoon as the A's try to bring the World Championship to the Bay Area.
All right, that's the pregame slant from up here in our telecasting booth. Now let's go down in the field to our partner, Tony Kubek.
With me on the field, a pleased man and a rather puzzled man. Larry Shepard is the pitching coach of the Reds. Ted Pazuski, the hitting instructor. Larry, your pitching has given up just 8 runs, and yet you're down 3-1.
Yes, Tony, if you'd have said this a few days ago or a week ago, I would have laughed at you. But so far, it's just been exactly that. If we counted on this kind of pitching, why, we thought we'd waltz in.
What are the plans today out of your bullpen?
Well, we've got a fellow by the name of Bullpen going today, and it's a pretty good one. We've got the total bullpen is 24 wins, 60 saves. I know Mac has come in several times this year when we were short, like Gary Nolan being out now, and pitched a game that we needed. He beat San Diego 1-0, and of course with the help of the bullpen. So our bullpen is a pretty good guy.
Volsky, what about the hitting on the Reds?
Well, we don't know. I'm completely baffled. Our big men have been hitting the ball. They've got 12 hits between them, Perez and Bench, but we're just not getting anybody on in front of them. They haven't driven in the run in the whole series.
Is some of it a little bit of a tension or over-anxiety at the plate?
I think so. They might be over-swinging and over-muscling a little bit, which slows their bat down a little bit, and they're not quite getting to the ball, and that seems to be the problem. They're fouling off a lot of good pitchers.
Larry, what about McLaughlin today? What about Gary Nolan, who might have been the starting pitcher in this ballgame?
Yes, he's had 2 bad years, Tony, and we're really sorry about it. It's just like Jackson on their club missing him. But Gary, in 70, of course, was hurt during the series and again this year, and I know how badly he feels, and I know how badly the club feels that he can't pitch.
Clue, what about the hitting today? Is there a lot of tension or the atmosphere in that Reds clubhouse and dugout, or are they a looser club today?
I think they're a looser club. I watched them in batting practice. They're swinging the bat much better. Yesterday I was a little worried about them and proved to be right, but I think today they're swinging the bat well, and I hope we're going to score a few runs.
All right, quickly, you think we're going back to Cincinnati?
Well, I told my son Larry in Lincoln that he's going to meet us in Cincinnati tomorrow for the weekend series, so we're going back, Tony.
Larry Shepard, Ted Pazewski, thank you so much. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Tony. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Oakland Coliseum, we're ready for the opening ceremonies of Game 5.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Oakland Coliseum for the 5th game of the 1972 World Series. Here are the official lineups. First, the Cincinnati Reds. Here's the manager of the Reds, number 10, Sparky Anderson. Batting first and playing left field, number 14, Pete Rose. Batting second and playing second base, number 8, Joe Morgan. Batting third and playing center field, number 28, Bobby Tolan. Batting fourth and catching, number 5, Johnny Bench. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 24, Tony Perez. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 16, Dennis Menke. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 20, Cesar Geronimo. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 12, Darrell Cheney. Batting ninth and pitching, number 31, Jim McLaughlin, who is warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Cincinnati Reds. And now for the Oakland Athletics. Here's the manager of the A's, number 23, Dick Williams. And special recognition to a great ball player, injured in the playoffs, unable to play in the World Series, Reggie Jackson. Batting first and playing shortstop, number 19, Campy Campaneris. Batting second and playing right field, number 14, Matty Alou. Batting third and playing left field, number 26, Joe Rudy. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 5, Mike Epstein. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 6, Captain Sal Bando. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 25, George Hendricks. Batting seventh and catching, number 38, Gene Dennis. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 1, Dick Green. Batting ninth and pitching, number 27, Jim Catfish Hunter, who's warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Oakland Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem, which will be played by the Oakland Symphony under the direction of Harold Farberman. Symphony Orchestra, and the fifth game of the 1972 World Series is about to get underway. We'll return in a moment.
Let's see, we have 12 inns in San Francisco with you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Reservation.
Oh, and your valet service. Could they pick up a suit of mine?
Welcome to our annual
Great.
Western sales meeting. I have some figures here I'd like to show you.
We can accomplish tomorrow what we did today. We'll be in great shape.
Today, this Holiday Inn made 463 businessmen a little more efficient by making them a little more relaxed. So next time you travel on business, stay with Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world.
Major League umpire Bill Haller, give us the one word that best describes that El Producto cigar.
Good taste, mild. I have to go along with mild.
Hey, Bill, what are you talking about? El Producto's got flavor. Flavor's the word.
Kenny, mild's the word.
Your taste buds must be going blind, Bill.
Kenny, mild or back to the showers?
Well, I never said they weren't mild.
Next time, try a great tasting El Producto. You'll call it like you smoke it.
Mild.
So you found a new fad and you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get 6.5 feet of space to pack with a seat that folds here and back. The roof cranks open for a country ride. Don't cost much extra. Let the sun inside. Cranks shut, too. Space Duster. You can get more out of it because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care and engineering. It makes a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the Commissioner's Box, where Mr. Joe Cronin, President of the American League, member of the Hall of Fame, and native of the Bay Area, will throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Started playing baseball in San Francisco in the sandlots there. Became an all-time great shortstop, a manager with the Boston Red Sox, general manager with the Boston Red Sox, president of the American League. And Joe has had the honor day of throwing out the first ball. Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Bobby Cohen over by the Reds dugout. They'll be the first three men. Here comes Catfish Hunter in. The A's take the field. There's delighted fans cheering them. Fans that went berserk here last night right after the game. The umpires assigned to today's game by the commissioner. Behind the plate would be Bob Engel of the National League. At first base, Bill Haller of the American League. At second base, Chris Pellicudis of the National League. From the American League, Jim Honeychick will be working at third. Covering the left field line will be Mel Steiner of the National League and Frank Umont of the American League down the right field line. Jim Hunter who beat Cincinnati 2-1 in Cincinnati Sunday. He had help with 2 down in the last of the 9th inning. He is one of these young veterans on this Oakland club. He's worked enough down in the majors to have the experience and the polish, and yet he is still only 26 years old. 21-game winner this year.
Terrific control, and I think his first start against the Reds, most of the Reds hitters tell me they were very surprised at the velocity on his fastball. Their scouting report said he has excellent control, spots the ball well with a good curve, slider, and sinker ball, but they all tell me his fastball surprised them.
The National League writers, officials who are here, compare him to Robin Roberts, the way he pitches. Almost unerring control. By control, we mean an inch or two off the plate when he wants to be. He moves that ball in and out, up and down. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. Kurt Gowdy, Monty Moore, Tony Kubek with you. If you'd have bet me and Monty and Tony before the series that Rose and Morgan would have 1 hit combined and 28 times at bat, I would have laughed at you. Pete Rose is 1 out of 15. He leads it off here in Game 5. And he hits a high drive into deep right. That one's way back, and it is gone. He hits the first pitch for a home run. And the Reds lead very quickly, 1-0. Didn't take long, huh?
Reds came out of the dugout about the same way yesterday, swinging at the first pitch. The first 3 hitters did it.
Joe Morgan hasn't had a hit in 13 times up. A strike. He was telling me before the game, I can't tell you what's the matter. I feel like I'm comfortable up there. And the same way for Pete. He had a check swing and taps it back to Hunter. 1 down. That home run's not going to bother Hunter. He has a lot of poise, Monty.
Yes, he's had some trouble in early innings this year, Kurt, but he is an awfully tough competitor. I've seen him down 2 or 3 runs in the early innings, and he just keeps plugging along, realizing he's going to get that rhythm and tempo back.
Bobby Tolan spiked a double in the 8th inning last night to right field. That scored 2 runs to put the Reds in front. Then they lost that lead in the last of the 9th. Tolan's had 3 hits in 16 times in the series. 1 out, nobody on, and the pitch is just outside for a ball. And Pete Rose has become the 11th hitter to lead off a World Series game with a home run. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy Agee, the last to do it in Game 3 of the '69 series between the Mets and the Orioles. 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Calling for it, Campaneris, the shortstop. 2 down. Nobody on. Johnny Bench. He and Perez have done their job in the middle of the order. They haven't hit with power, but they've been on base. Bench has had 5 hits in 14 times. And the problem is there's been nobody on base ahead of them through the first 4 games. The Reds have not scored over 2 runs in any single game of this series. That's how effective the A's pitching has been. A strike. Ball 1, and the Reds have been held without a home run until Rose has led off this game with his homer over the right field wall. 2 out, nobody on. The Reds leading 1-0. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Many people are still not impressed with the A's as a team. Of course, they're not quite the same team as they are when they have Reggie Jackson in the lineup. But Harry Walker, several managers in the National League, had warned the Reds about the A's pitching. Struck him out. 1 run, 1 hit. At the end of the first half inning, 1-0 Cincinnati.
Ratcliffe?
Yes?
I understand millions of people are buying tires named after you.
Right. They know Atlas tires are built for strength.
Hey! Heat tread.
That heat tread helps give you long mileage and good traction.
Well, where can I get him to fit my car?
There's an Atlas tire for every need and pocketbook at 50,000 leading service stations. There's one near you.
Say, who's holding up the world?
Atlas tires, all built with the strength of Atlas.
Hey, two guys are out to get your car. First, it's winter. He wants to freeze you to death. Then comes summer. He wants to boil you over. But you can beat them both with Prestone 2 Winter-Summer Formula. Fights winter freeze, fights summer boil over. Prestone 2 with its patented new anti-corrosion formula. If you can't trust Prestone, who can you trust? Sorry, boys. No riders.
Hello. I'm interrupting your TV picture with good news about color TV. Know what's in back of many TV repairs? Look, chassis tubes. Tubes get hot, weaken with age, and are a leading cause of TV repairs. So RCA takes every chassis tube out of XL100 color TVs. XL100s are 100% solid state, designed for longer life and vivid color. Give chassis tube problems the boot with XL100.
The A's cheerleading section behind the A's dugout. They were busy last night. They'll be busy again today. Campy Campaneris leads off against Jim McLaughlin. Fouls the first pitch back. McLaughlin has pitched only 4 innings of relief since September 23rd. This year he won 9 and lost 8. He's 29 years old, lives in Florence, Kentucky. To the box. 1 out. Campaneris had had 3 hits and 15 times up. Here's Matty Alou. He's had only 1 hit in 13 times. Made a pair of good fielding plays last night, though. Freckled-faced Jim McLaughlin, the Huckleberry Finn of the Cincinnati pitching staff. Outside for a ball. This is his second World Series game. He started the second game of the 1970 series, losing 6-5. Ground ball to shortstop. Darrell Cheney nails him, and they're 2 down. And Joe Rudy has had 5 for 15. 1 homer, 1 RBI. And his catch up against the left field wall off Dennis Menke, game 2, will never be forgotten by those who follow the World Series. Cincinnati's ahead 1-0. This is the last of the first inning. McLaughlin is not quite like Billingham, but he does throw a lot of breaking stuff. Billingham was very effective with sinker balls and breaking pitches. The strike, and that's the kind of stuff that Billingham was getting him out on night before last. McLaughlin acquired by the Reds along with pitchers Pedro Borbon and Vern Geisert for Alex Johnson and Chico Ruiz after the 1969 season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lines it foul. That's why Rudy's so hard to defend against. He'll splatter the ball into the right field corner, the outside pitch. He'll hit the pitch through the middle straight away. And he'll pull an inside pitch to the left field corner. And you can see big gaps out there in the Cincinnati outfield. Gap between Rose and Tolan. Quite a gap there between Geronimo and Tolan. Look at that gap, see? You have to scatter out against him. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on a breaking pitch. McLaughlin looked very good in that first inning. At the end of inning number 1, Cincinnati leading 1-0.
My name is J. Paul Getty. The brokerage house of E.F. Hutton Company is a firm with which I've had close and pleasant relationships for 4 decades. They have been helpful and their service has been good.
When E.F. Hutton talks. People listen.
The Reds had the best road record, as you see, in the major leagues this year. That's quite a road percentage, .679. Anytime you play 500 ball on the road, you figure you're doing well. And they need a road victory today to stay alive. Tony Perez leads the World Series in base hits, and he slams that one into the left field corner. It is a fair ball. Rudy plays the carom. Perez is coming, and he'll be in there with a double to lead off the second. Again, the Reds hitting the first pitch.
Heard a lot of teams in the American League do that with Hunter. They know he's a strike thrower, and he's thrown 2 high strikes to start these first 2 innings.
So Tony Perez is now batting over 500 in these 5 games. Rose led off the first with a homer. Perez leads off the second with a double. Dennis Menke, 1 hit in 13 times. Ball 1. Bando even with the bag at third. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. 2-1. He's trying to go to right field, move Perez over. Get him over to third in any manner he can. The Reds manager. The 2-1 pitch coming up to Dennis Menke. There's the bunt. Hunter will have to play it to first. He took that quick look to third. Perez had a good jump on the bunt. It would have been a real gamble play there. So give Menke a sacrifice. And he's out from the pitcher to the first baseman. Cesar Geronimo coming up. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. Cesar Geronimo, 1 hit in 11 times. The Reds have a runner on third. 1 out, and the Oakland A's bring the infield in at first and third and 2 steps off the grass at short and second. Strike to Geronimo. Last night with the infield in, Manuel's ground ball went through for the winning hit. With the infield back, it would have been easily handled by the second baseman. But they had to come in and try and choke off the winning run. 1-1. There's an old saying, bring the infield in, a 300 hitter becomes a 400 hitter, and a 250 hitter a 300 hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perez at third, 1 out. The Reds ahead 1-0. Second inning. Fly ball in the shallow left. Going to be a foul ball. Rudy grabs it. Perez is holding. Two down. And the batter now will be the Red shortstop, Darrell Cheney, who's gone hitless in 6 times.
Dick Williams has already held up 4 fingers in the corner of the dugout, indicating I don't think they want to pitch to Cheney.
And tennis now. Telling Hunter, put him on. Cheney wanted a cut. This happens occasionally. Pitcher gets careless, lobs one too close to the plate. Batter can reach out and poke it somewhere.
After Fingers slipped that one by bench the other night on an intentional walk fake, I don't think the Red batters are going to go up there asleep anymore.
Cheney's on first. Perez is at third. They're 2 down. And Jim McLaughlin, the Reds pitcher. As a batter, his lifetime average in the major leagues is 126. He's hit a home run in each of the last 3 years. Hit one in Cincinnati this season. They're going to play him straight away. on the gallop. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. The end of an inning and a half. Cincinnati 1, Oakland nothing.
This is a Plymouth engine plant, and every engine built here goes through this engine function tester. It finds problems that people don't find. That's the kind of thing that makes the 73 Fury run better inside while it looks better outside. Isn't that the kind of car we've all been looking for?
Plymouth Fury. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
It's time for making a party for friends or the neighborhood. So make your party with Kentucky Fried Chicken and make it finger-licking good.
Right now, it's Party Pleaser Month at your Kentucky Fried Chicken store. So for any kind of a party, big or small, have a party with the Colonel.
America loves what the Colonel cooks. Anytime, any place, it's finger-licking good.
Last half the second inning, Mike Epstein, Sal Bando, and George Hendrick come to the plate for the A's. Epstein is looking for his first hit of the series. He hasn't had a hit in 10 times up. He's the only player hitless in the A's lineup.
Kurt, I would imagine that with Jackson out of the lineup, the added pressure on Epstein has really made a difference on how they pitch to him.
Lang Epstein is a pull hitter to right field. Very little breeze today, a hazy sun shining right now. Soft curve of the ball to him. The last complete game for this man was August 21st. 2-0. He's averaged just over 3 walks every 9 innings this season, a bit higher than his lifetime control average in the majors. Pretty fair control. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Epstein looks down to Irv Norn, third base coach. The hitter take. Here's a 3-0 pitch. He's on. 4 pitches.
And there's the difference, Kurt. They're just not giving him many pitches to hit, particularly ones that he can hit out. When Jackson's in the lineup, they bat back-to-back, and it's hard to pitch around one.
Sal Bando. 3 hits in 15. The captain of the A's team. Now warm-up action in the Cincinnati bullpen. There's a ball to Bando. Looks like Pedro Borbon warming up. We talk about the A's being a young veteran team. That is, they have 3 or 4 years of experience, yet they're young. And that's an ideal state if you can arrive at. He hits a drive in the deep center. Drifting back, Bobby Tolan almost to the warning track, hauls it in. Epstein goes back to first. Joe Rudy's 26. Bando is 26, 28. All in their mid-20s or late 20s. And they're going to be a team to reckon with in this American League. Unless they go to sleep or they get crippling injuries. George Hendrick. 1 hit in 13. He's 22 years old. He can run, he can throw, he can catch the ball. Can he hit big league pitches? He hasn't proved it yet. There's a strike to him. He's hitting the minors. The Reds are ahead 1-0. This is the last of the second. Pete Rose hits the first pitch for a home run. One ball, 1 strike. Dennis McLaughlin pitching low. On deck is Gene Tennis. Some of these right-handers, a lot of low breaking stuff. That's his pattern. 1-1 delivery. Into the dirt. Johnny Bench stopping it. 2 balls and a strike.
McLaughlin as we look at Johnny Ducks behind the plate. McLaughlin has an excellent curveball and a sinker, and with a National League umpire behind the plate, they have a tendency to give you the low pitches, and because they sit on the inside corner, a little bit more of the outside corner, which could be an advantage to McLaughlin.
The count is 2-1 to Hendrick. Throw to first, Epstein there. There's a fly ball down the right field line. That could be real trouble. Just foul. Foul by a couple of feet.
Let's watch that last pitch over again. They've been giving Hendrick a steady diet of breaking balls on the outside part of the plate, as they do many young hitters. Ben sitting almost down the outside corner. Just a little weak wave at it to foul it off.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A roller. This is a tough play. He can run. McLaughlin loses the ball. And those A's cheerleaders start up again in back of the dugout.
Here it is again, a little topper. A very difficult play for McLaughlin. I do not believe he would have had Hendricks anyway, as Hendricks really flew out of the batter's box with a good jump.
Runners on first and second. 1 out. The base hit for Hendrick. And Gene Tennis, the batting hero of the series for Oakland. He's had 4 hits, 3 of them have been home runs. He had a home run and a single in the 9th inning last night. Ball 1. Gene Tennis is the second catcher ever to hit 3 homers in a World Series. The first is Yogi Berra in 1956 against the Dodgers. Yogi's here at the series, the manager of the Mets. Ball 2.
There's something to think about. If Gene Tennis gets on, or if he even makes an out, and they don't get a double play, Dick Green may be out of the lineup before he bats once.
We'll watch for that, Monty. Dick Green. In the late season, the A's were pinch hitting for their second baseman. Sometimes even in the first or second inning. 2 balls and no strikes to Gene Tennis. There's a long drive. That one's going. It is good. Charlie Finley, the fastest 2-batter man in the West. The A's lead now, 3-1. That one's fouled back. What were we saying about Gene Tennis? Along with Yogi Berra, 3 homers. Gene Tennis now is the first catcher to hit 4 homers in a World Series. He hit only 5 all year. He's on his way to the most valuable player of this World Series.
Kurt, as we said before, in a different way, though, it's kind of hard to hit him sitting in the bullpen where he's been most of the year. Dave Duncan had hit 19, the regular catcher.
Backhanded beautifully by Dennis Menke. He throws Dick Green out. After Tennis had cleaned the bases, they didn't hit for Green. 2 down, nobody on. And Gene Tennis has tied a World Series record, ladies and gentlemen, and takes the place alongside of the fantastic Babe Ruth, who hit 4 homers in the 26 World Series. Lou Gehrig in the 28 World Series. A strike. Duke Snyder in 52 hit 4 homers. Snyder again in 55. And Hank Bauer in 1958. There's a strike. These were all 7-game series, except the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, who did it in 4 games. So Tennis is right alongside of Ruth and Gehrig. And Jim Hunter strikes out. But the A's took the lead on the 3-run homer by Tennis. With 2 hits, the score at the end of 2, 3-1 Oakland.
Hello, I'm Cricket, the new disposable butane lighter by Gillette. Oh, I'm good for thousands of lights, so I last for months. Cricket by Gillette. Try me.
Hi, Hank. Shaving close for your big close-up, huh?
Yep.
Well, don't cut yourself.
Sam, I don't have to cut myself to shave close. This is the Track 2, the two-bladed razor from Gillette. The blades are recessed, so it's safer.
Recessed? Then how come it shaves so close?
Because when the first blade shaves your whisker, it stretches it out from the skin. And before it can snap all the way back, the second blade can shave it again, closer.
What if I went back again with my one-blade razor?
The whisker snaps back too fast.
Gee, that's a great shave.
And that's not even my good side.
The Gillette Track 2, the two-bladed razor.
Live it up, go bowling. Live it up, laugh it up, join the fun.
Is life passing you by? Get rolling. Go bowling. Shape up, slim down, wind up to wind down. There's room on weekends, also daytimes during the week. So live it up. Go bowling. Start this weekend.
Five cars, 5 dead batteries. But we're going to start all 5, all at once, with one battery. A 2-year-old Sears Die-Hard battery. The Die-Hard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. It lives up to its name. Sold only at Sears.
There's the Oakland A's record this year, and like the Reds, the A's were best in the American League on the road. They're at home right now, though, and they're in the lead. And they have the top of their order up, Bert Campaneris, who tapped out to the pitcher his first time. Gene Tennis's 3-run homer is the difference right now. Strike 1 to Campaneris. Gene Tennis, 4 homers in this series. Hit to Menke, foul. Menke's been playing tight against Campaneris, who's wrapped that ball solidly to him several times, and Menke's had those quick reactions that you have to have at third base. Do or you don't.
All right.
1-2. Jim McLaughlin's 11th pro season, beginning in the California Angel organization in '62. Campaneris is caught looking. Strikeout number 3 for McLaughlin. And the batter is Matty Alou. I've never seen Alou look so futile at the plate as he has in this series, Monty.
He hasn't even hit the ball hard in the series, and it's strange because he had no slumps at all after joining the A's. In 31 games, he was getting a hit or 2 almost every day.
He is one of the most difficult men in baseball to strike out. Each season, 1 ball, no strikes to him. The A's lead 3-1. There's a fly ball out in the right field. Geronimo waiting for it. And we have 2 down. Joe Rudy struck out his first time.
Kurt, number 22, Joe Harlan, has a unique distinction. This is his 3rd World Series. He has not been in a game as yet. He was in the Pony League World Series down in Texas. He is a pitcher, and he pitched in the College World Series for Oklahoma State University, and here he is in the Major League World Series.
Won the Bubblegum Championship, too, didn't he?
At least a close second.
2 out, nobody on. The A's out in front 3-1 have Joe Rudy at the bat, with Mike Epstein at deck. He drills it. That's fading foul, though. See all those banners out there? They had them strung all the way across the bleachers, and the Reds went to the umpires and asked them to take them down. Some of the white banners, especially in left center and in center field, were distracting the batters. Joe Rudy hit by the pitch ball.
Watch Joe get plunked once again. That closed stance, McLaughlin trying to move him back off the plate. He has the good breaking ball. He has to throw inside to protect that breaking pitch. Rudy making no move at all. He may have been guessing curve right in the back.
Mike Epstein walked his first time. The Oakland A's have 2 out. And once again, action in the Cincinnati bullpen springing up. He did not commit himself. Now they check with the third base umpire. Honeychick, he says, no, he didn't swing. How do they tell? It used to be if they broke their wrist, they'd call it a strike. But now most umpires will tell you if the bat comes over the plate, halfway over the plate, they're going to call a strike on him. 2 balls, no strike. The home plate umpire gets blocked out in his vision many times, where the umpire on the baselines has a better opportunity to see the play. 2 balls, no strike. Pedro Borbon heating up again. 3-0. Jim McLaughlin, when he would pitch for the Angels in the American League, against the A's, didn't fare well. He had 3 lifetime wins and 5 losses, and he never won a game in this park. He lost 3 decisions here when he was with the California Angels. 3 balls, no strikes. Bando went after the 3-0 pitch and grounds out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. 3 innings are gone in Game 5 of the World Series. Our score is Oakland 3, Cincinnati 1.
1 glass of wine, white lantern wine.
Lancer's imported Vinho Branco is crisp and cool, light and white, but never timid or shy. Vinho Branco means white wine. Who knows what it will mean to you?
The 73 Plymouth Satellite Sebring Plus. Chrysler Plymouth made a little drawing of it so I could show you what's new besides looks. Quiet exhaust and suspension systems, sound barriers in the roof, doors, around the wheels, all over it. The new mid-size Satellite, built to be seen, not heard.
Plymouth Satellite, extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
If Cincinnati wins today, the World Series will move back to Cincinnati for Game 6 tomorrow, starting at 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Tony Perez doubled his first time up. First ball swinging, a strike to him. And he hit the first pitch of the second for a double. Perez, the leading hitter in the World Series. A 1-strike pitch. 1-1. He's facing a man, Jim Hunter, who's not lost the game since August 25th. 5-3 to Baltimore. He has won 6 since then, 5 during the season, and a World Series victory. Ball 2. He did not win or lose against the Tigers in 2 playoff games. His club didn't get him any runs. He and Lolich tangled twice in a couple of great pitching duels. Menke on deck. 2-1. Grounded to shortstop. Campanera over to Epstein, 1 down. Dennis Menke sacrificed his first time. He hits a high drive to deep left. That one is sailing back, and it is gone. A home run for Dennis Menke. And the Reds now are only 1 run down.
Hanging breaking pitch. Perez missed on the first pitch to him. A breaking ball that Hunter got high and inside. He fouled it off, but Menke didn't let it get by him. Watch that home run swing once again. Notice how much he chokes up. But he does have good power. A belt high inside the hanging curve.
And our score is Oakland 3, Cincinnati 2. Ball 1 to Cesar Geronimo, who fouled the left field his first time. The Oakland bullpen is busy again. Hamilton a left-hander, Locker a right-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 homers in this game. 2 by the Reds and Gene Tennis for the A's. The Reds have had 4 hits, the A's 2. Foul off the mask of Tennis that shook him up. Eating dinner with a straw tonight.
Notice he wears a soft cap, a regular cap. Johnny Bench wears a helmet all the time, even behind the plate.
A 1-2 pitch. Foul back. The hitters were complaining about batting at twilight last night until it got dark. Have perfect light conditions today, a hazy sun, soft light. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul again. 1 out, nobody on. Darrell Cheney will be up next. We'll be winding up the World Series. It'll conclude our baseball telecasting this year. Foul. But NBC will be back again next year for the regular Saturday Major League Game of the Week, 15 Monday night games, the All-Star Game, the baseball playoffs, and the World Series of '73. The 2-2 pitch to Cesar Geronimo. Keeps spoiling. Another one. Usually when they keep fouling this many pitches off, batter somehow seems to get a hit. Doesn't always work that way. Let's see how it ends here in this duel between Hunter and Geronimo. And he fouls it again. Look out there in that red dugout. That scattered the boys. That's Concepcion. So, hey, I'm your teammate.
Hunter now is starting to change speeds on his pitches a little bit more. That's one of the reasons for all the fouls by Geronimo. He's out in front, and next time he's jammed with a pitch.
2-2 delivery. Foul again.
It's hard to foul that many in this ballpark without one of them being caught somewhere because there's so much room between the foul lines and the stands.
Another foul by Geronimo. See, Gary Nolan just walked out of the Cincinnati clubhouse, down the aisle, is headed for the dugout now. Gary Nolan. He's been working on his arm. The 2-2 delivery. Change up, foul again. He has 8 foul balls in a row now, and he's hit 10 fouls this time at bat. Struck him out. He gave Hunter quite a workout. That's the second strikeout for Hunter. Darrell Cheney was walked intensely his first time. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The A's are leading the Reds 3-2. Ted Eulander has come out on deck. There's a fly ball, hit the deep center. Hendrick is out there, drawing a beat on it, hauls it in, and the Reds are out in the 4th. The score at the end of 3.5, 3-2 Oakland.
No matter whose steel-belted radio commercial you see, there'll probably be a demonstration of superior handling characteristics. They'll tell you how steel-belted radials make so great a difference you can actually feel it. Feel how they hug the road on sharp turns and at high speeds. So with everybody telling you similar things, which brand you buy? Well, only Uniroyal can tell you this. Worldwide, we've been selling steel-belted radials 10 years longer than any other American tire company.
When your entire business is geared to install mufflers, it means that you can do it faster and more efficiently than someone who does it as a sideline. At Midas, usually we take only 30 minutes to install a muffler. We install mufflers for a living. We have to do a better job. America wakes up with Skin Bracer. I needed that. If you need waking up, slap on some Bracer. Its skin tightener and chinchillas can help you come out smoking.
Thanks. I needed that.
Last of the 4th inning, and Sal Bando leads it off for the A's. He'll be followed by George Hendrick and then Gene Tennis. Jim McLaughlin drops the curve in for a strike. Bando flied to deep center his first time. A high chopper foul. Bando's quickly behind 0-2. Another sellout crowd here today. This game is not blacked out in the Bay Area. Ooh, that pitch just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's turned into a beautiful day here. The sun out brightly now. 2-2. Hendrick waiting for his turn. His manager in the background, Dick Williams. Three balls, 2 strikes. He's delivered several in the dirt like that. He's trying to get too much spin in his curveball. Three and 2. He's on. Second walk by McLaughlin. He's also hit a batter. George Hendrick beat out an infield roller. And again, Bourbon gets up in the Cincinnati bullpen. The Reds will not be wasting any time today. They're looking for the bunt. A ball, and he had ideas of pushing it down the first baseline with Menke charging right on top of the plate from third. One ball, no strikes. The A's ahead 3-2, last of the fourth. Bando not strolling far off that bag. He's not very fast. Two balls and no strikes. McLaughlin lost Bando after he had 2 strikes on him. And here's Sparky Anderson coming out now because that's 6 balls in a row delivered by McLaughlin. And I believe he wants a new pitcher.
You know, the Reds players were saying the other day, when Sparky comes out, I know he's not coming out to talk with me.
Yep. Doesn't want to go any farther with McLaughlin. He removes him, brings Bourbon on. We have a break in the action at the Oakland Coliseum in the last of the 4th inning. The score, Oakland 3, Cincinnati 2.
A pen is just a tool, like the stuff you learn in school. It depends on what you do with it. Ride on, brothers, ride on, with a 19-cent Wright Brothers pen. You can write your congressman or a poem or a friend with a 19-cent Wright Brothers pen. It keeps on writing great, cause it's made by paper made. Ride on, brothers, ride on, with a 19-cent Wright Brothers pen. Wright Brothers, a new family of pens by Papermate.
You know, you could get a better shave if your razor had a second blade. Why? Well, when you shave, your whisker is actually stretched out from your skin. But after it's cut, it starts to snap back. Now, if you had a second blade right here, you could shave that whisker again before it all snaps back. So with 2 blades, you'd have a better razor. Our razor, the Gillette Track 2. Gillette made it 1 blade better.
This is Brooks Robinson. Baseball, the first major sport to concern itself with the drug problem, is interested in your well-being. When you play ball, you play your best, and you play to win. Our team doctors tell us anyone high on pot, acid, speed, or ACE can't be sure whether the pitch is high or low, straight or a curve, fast or off-speed. If you use this stuff, you're bound to strike out at the ballpark, at home, on the job, or at school. Stay on the winning team with a healthy body and a clear mind.
And the first pitch to George Hendrick was a strike by Bourbon. At first base of Sal Bando, that preceding announcement was made on behalf of Major League Baseball. It's 2-1 now to George Hendrick. There's the bunt. Over the glove, but Perez very alertly backed up Bourbon, who let the ball skip over his mitt. If Perez had not been there, Hendrick would have beaten that one out. Hendrick gets a hand as they wave those banners again. Those banners have become a conversation piece there. Charlie Finley started out with 250. There he is, the quickest two-handed banner man in the West. Yesterday, he ordered 350 more, and today he ordered 2,000 delivered here. They're going to walk Gene Tennis. Mr. Home Run Slugger of this series, who has tied the immortal Ruthven Gehrig, among others, and Duke Snyder, with the most home runs hit in the World Series. Dick Green is on deck. They may hit for him. We'll see. Gonzalo Marquez is coming out to bat for Dick Green. Marquez has been sensational pinch hitting. He had a pinch hit single last night. In the playoffs in the World Series, he's had 6 times at bat, has had 4 pinch hits, and 6 times up. And Tommy Hall, a left-hander, getting ready in a hurry in that Cincinnati bullpen. The hand is for Marquez, who made the World Series when Darrell Knowles, ace reliever of the A's, broke his thumb. They put Knowles on the inactive list and activated this fellow. All right, Bando's at second. Gene Tennis is at first, 1 out. And he slams it foul outside at first.
Tell you, Kurt, he comes to camp swinging that bat. He hasn't taken 4 pitches since he came up from Des Moines, Iowa.
He is 26 years old.
He stayed out of baseball altogether last year. His mother was ill down in Venezuela, and he also felt he should have had a major league contract, didn't get it.
1 strike to him. He bloops it into left center. It's going to be in for a base hit. Here comes Tango in to score. Gene Tennis goes to third. He's safe.
In his hands at third base, along with Alex Travis of the Reds, probably than the manager. Now he's getting that 1-runner in. Signaling Tennis, come on over. Now let's see if he's going to give him the hit the dirt sign. There he goes. Hit the dirt, Gene. As Tennis comes barreling in on the dive.
Now, while all that was going on, Marquez left the game to a standing ovation. Alan Lewis replaces him at first base for as a pinch runner. Marquez received a standing ovation as he raced from first base into the A's dugout. And here they've got the suicide squeeze. They've got him hung up, and he's out as Tennis pushes Menke away, and it backfires on the A's. Down to second went the pinch runner, Alan Lewis. Jim Hunter failed to make contact.
Watch the tag by Menke. Tennis, the dead duck, decides to try and bowl him over. Menke holds on to the ball as Cheney comes on to back the play up. Here he breaks, right as the ball is released by Bourbon. He's hung up. Bench, running him back, hitting going to the direction he came from. Menke makes the tag.
A strike to Jim Hunter at 0-2. The A's had a run in to take the lead 4-2. They had runners on first and third with 1 out. And then the suicide squeeze backfired on them. Bourbon's fastball is outside. Now, Gene Tennis tied an all-time World Series record with 4 homers in a series. And Marquez has tied a series record now with 3 pinch hits. Ground ball, foul. Jim Hunter is one of the best hitting pitchers in the major leagues. That's Alan Lewis, the pinch runner at second.
And Kurt, one of the A's best bunters, too. It's unusual to see him miss a pitch like that on a bunt, and he got out in front of it. Bourbon just put too much on it.
2 out. Fly ball hit into left center. Bobby Cohen in front of it. The side's retired. The A's picked up another run. They had 1 hit. There were no errors. They left 1 at the end of 4. The A's 4, the Reds 2.
A Chrysler has always been an automobile with a tradition of performance on the open road. It was an automobile that faced the challenge of Le Mans and saw victory in 56 Grand National competitions. Today, the tradition continues with electronic ignition in this 73 Chrysler Newport, a Chrysler more people can afford.
Chrysler Newport. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
Come on, you can do it.
Why is it after every shower your underwear feels 2 sizes too small?
What's the matter, kid? Too fat? Gonna make you full.
Maybe what you need is Johnson's baby powder. It gets at the moisture your towel leaves behind and helps keep you cool.
Hey, kid. Suppose I tell your girl you're all tied up. Okay?
Johnson's baby powder. It gets you drier than just your towel.
That's the A's dugout, and now in the 5th inning, Ted Eulander is going to bat for Bourbon as Ted Kubiak plays second base for the A's. Eulander hitting for Bourbon. We have Tom Hall and Gary Nolan, who we told you had been in the clubhouse.
On the outside corner. There's the skipper, Dick Williams, with pitching coach Bill Posdell right next to him. Oh, there's that curveball. He makes it look so easy. Tennis touches the outside leg, indicating he wants the ball out there, and he got it out there, just barely missing. Boy, they've taken some close pitches here today with 2 strikes. There's Pete Rose on deck. The umpiring in this series has been superlative. Missed with a breaking ball outside. Raleigh got ahead of him at 0-2 and wasted a couple with teasers. Missed inside. He is now at 3-2 on the second man in a row. With the top of the batting order up, and Concepcion can run. Fingers is going to have to tighten up the old shoelaces, and he's doing just that. Big pitch for him right here. Into center field, and easy George Hendricks makes the catch. 2 down. The A's fans are waving the pennants and roaring here. Pete Rose, who hit the first pitch of this ball game over the right field wall for a home run, followed in the 3rd inning with a single. Catfish Hunter got him in the 5th on a ground out to short. Fastball really had a tail on it. You could see it moving away from the left-handed batter. Joe Morgan hoping to get a shot with somebody on here. Strike 2. You could see the target that Gene Tennis gave that time, an over-exaggerated target. He wanted that pitch low and away, and he all but sat down on the ground to give the target.
Tennis has been doing an excellent job behind the plate. See him decoy inside on Rose, then go on the outside corner.
Now back inside, and Rose jumped out of the way. There's a shadow here with the bright sunshine that will allow a batter to see where the catcher is standing. That's the reason they move around a little bit. Drive to left field. Rudy's going deep. He's got it. He ran out of track up there. We go to the last half of the 7th inning. The score, the Oakland A's 4, the Cincinnati Reds 3.
You couldn't wait to get to Australia, because there's a kind of gusto out here you won't find anywhere else in the world. Like turning a life-saving drill into a festival in sport. You want to be part of it. Because you know one crack at life is all you get. So you gotta make it good. Yeah, the Aussies share your love for gusto in everything, even in beer. Schlitz, the taste of home you never have to give up. It feels sort of good to be with men who won't settle for second best. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
Here at the Oakland Coliseum with Concepcion, the new shortstop, on your left, and Clay Carroll, the right-hander, on your right. Here at the Coliseum, 50,000 fans are standing and singing "God Bless America," rather than "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And there's the song leader, Charlie Finley.
He's been the leading character of the World Series on stage.
He has done that one other time here at the Coliseum, had the crowd sing God Bless America with 50,000, 51,000 actually here on a Monday night this year. And I think it's a great touch. It's just a fantastic thing to see this kind of spirit, and we're better to hear it than at a World Series. Here is Gene Tennis, who has put Lucasville, Ohio, right in the middle of the map. Strike call from Carroll.
And we'll see how Carroll does today. He was a losing pitcher. They gave up the winning hits last night, and the A's come back last of the ninth inning.
Another nice stop by Dennis Menke. And it's there in time for the out. One down in the seventh inning.
Menke has probably been defensively the most consistent player in this series. He's made him look easy, just gliding over to his right. Formerly a shortstop until knee surgery, he still has pretty good range at third.
Clay Carroll, in the true tradition of most short relievers, said after the game last night, "It was a game I made one bad pitch, but I'll be ready again tomorrow." 0-1. These short relievers are a special breed. Ted Kubiak is batting. They call him Mr. Smooth. Carroll falls down.
Kubiak did not get a good jump out of the box. You don't usually get one. When you tap a ball or get jammed, Carroll thought he had to hurry a little bit more than this. Feet give out from under him. Kubiak's got a hit.
And if you wonder how they score this one, a base hit.
Raleigh Fingers comes up, and this guy can swing the bat. I don't know if Dick Williams will have him swinging it here, but he hit a home run in Texas this year.
Where do they get all these pitchers that can hit, Monty?
Hey, they have a lot of fun. Pre-game batting drills. The A's pitchers have the game, as do all clubs' pitchers, but Oakland does have a bunch of real good hitting pitchers. That's Johnny Bench to Joe Morgan, and Fingers dropped the perfect bunt down the third base line. He really did in that ball. Oakland leading 4-3.
Watch how far. As Menke comes in, Johnny Bench ranges from behind the plate. Yogi Berra is one of the finest at moving out from behind home plate on bunts. Bench may even top Yogi.
They say he's a one-handed catcher, but on that pickup, as they teach all catchers, he goes at it with the glove and rakes it over into the other hand. Here's Bert Campaneris. The A's are a hit away from another run. Breaking ball, strike call, and he had that one up around the letters. Kubiak backs into second base.
Let's give a tribute to Tom Hall. He pitched 2 shutout innings in relief for his remove.
Johnny Bench back, but he'll run out of room before that one lands. It's in the seats. So quickly, Carroll is ahead of Campaneris at 2 strikes. Sunshine is broken out here in the East Bay.
Carroll has to be the man now. They've already used Bourbon and Hall. That's their bullpen. Unless they get Simpson or Nolan in. Starters who've had some arm trouble.
And the A's are down to their ace, of course. Vida Blue is not in the bullpen today. He is scheduled to start tomorrow if the World Series goes to Cincinnati. So Dick Williams did not send him down there today. So it's up to Raleigh Fingers and Clay Carroll, it looks like. He got him looking on a fastball, and he really had him set up for that. Campaneris unhappy, but it's all over in the 7th. The score, Oakland 4, Cincinnati 3.
Of course you get one button color on Sears 19-inch color TV. But you also get something a lot more important. Come, I'll show you. You get Sears testing for quality. Sears service available nationwide. And most important,
we'll take care of it.
Sears' reputation for dependability. With Sears 19-inch color TV, you get a lot more than one button color.
Hey, look! Hey! Mister, you've got this spelled wrong.
No, it's convert triple.
Convert triple?
Well, it means 3 cars in one. Like this. See, this is my car over here, the new Dodge Dart Sport.
But why 3 cars in one?
It's a 5-seat economy car, right?
Right.
It's convertible, too. That's the optional sunroof. Okay, now flip the optional fold-down rear seat and open the trunk.
Dad, it's a wagon, too. Oh, I want to ride in the wagon. I want to ride in the...
Dart Sport. It can give a guy quite a choice.
We pause now for station identification.
The Fabulous Country, part of an all-specials night tonight.
We go to the top half of the 8th inning, and here is the toughest part of the Cincinnati batting order to face Raleigh Fingers. At whom you're looking, there's Joe Morgan to lead it off. Tolan and Bench will follow. Morgan, who hasn't tried to bunt in the series, ran up on that one and took it high for ball 1. The Oakland bullpen has a left-hander, Dave Hamilton, and a right-hander, Bob Locker. They ought to be ready if called on.
Morgan will do anything to get on. He really believes he can steal anytime he wants.
He led the Reds in walks this year, got 115, and he's up there looking at Raleigh Fingers now at 2-0. He walked in the 5th inning after 2 were out and turned it into a run. Right down the middle. This year, no one in the major leagues received more free passes than did Joe Morgan. 115 times he got on that way. All 3, and Fingers now has the biggest pitch to make he's had to make in the game. Tolan on deck. With Morgan not hitting the ball, the pitchers really hate to walk a guy like that who can turn a walk into a double. He walked him.
And they walked him in the 5th, and he scored from first base on a single.
That's the first walk Fingers has given up, and he couldn't have walked a more dangerous man in a 1-run ball game.
Monty, a pitcher has a few weapons he can use against a great base stealer like Morgan. You can throw over many times. You can adjust your rhythm. Pitch home plate quickly one time. Take your time. But maybe the best of all is to stand out on the mound in your stretch position and let that runner get flat-footed so he doesn't get a good moving break towards second base.
Here's the situation. Dick Williams is going out. Here's the situation, Kurt, where the A's missed Darrell Knowles more than at any other time. He has one of the best moves to first base at holding runners on and one of the best pickoff moves in the major leagues. And Darrell is out with a broken thumb.
He had the lowest earned run average on the A's staff, and I guess he was especially good coming in against a left-hander like Tolan.
Right, and Williams would even bring him in against right-handed batters with a good base stealer on just to hold him on there, and it really means a lot to a catcher. Darrell broke his thumb in the most freak way for a pitcher. He only batted about 6 times all year, and he hit a ball to left field, and turning to run away from the plate, he fell down on his thumb. Here we go. There's the first throw over to first base, where Mike Hegan has taken the place of Mike Epstein. That time he meant business. He threw it hard.
The Reds have stolen 6 bases in this series to just 1 for the A's. No doubt about their advantage in team speed.
Nobody down in the 8th inning. Fingers probably wanting to try to tire him out a little bit. He has to be careful about throwing the ball away there. There's a gigantic amount of room behind the first baseman. Pitch out this time, and he's not going. The World Series and the World Championship of Baseball might be on the line with how the Oakland A's handled Joe Morgan on the bases right here. There he goes. Bunted out and missed. Throw to second. Too late. He steals it. That time Tolan helped Morgan out.
Hegan holding him on. Morgan with a big lead. Tennis got rid of the ball well, but Morgan just outruns the ball. Here comes Morgan again. Tolan gave him a lot of protection, giving him that extra step, being left-handed and blocking the view of the catcher, Tennis.
Now Tolan's job is just to get him over. He bunts at it, misses. Or did he go for it? He did.
Morgan hasn't had a hit in this series, but now his speed, his base running, paid off last night and today.
Cincinnati bullpen has put a starter out in the hill now. Ross Grimsley, a left-hander, has joined Simpson, a right-hander. Base hit, right field. And Alou falls down. Tolan may try for third. He's going to stop at second base. The Reds have the go-ahead run on at second as Matty Alou fell down. That could be a very, very costly slip.
And Tolan is really coming up with big hits. He now leads the Reds in RBIs. Knocked in 2 last night. He's driven in 2 runs today.
An error has been given to Matty Alou in right field, allowing Tolan to go to second. A tie ball game at 4-all. That leadoff walk is always a bad omen, and Fingers has found it costly here. Now Johnny Bench. He ran into the ball. Was he in front of the plate or not?
Home plate umper Bob Engel appealing immediately to first base umpire Bill Haller. Williams out now saying, I want you to appeal. Now Haller's coming in as Engel says, nope, I did not make the call. Haller did. Bench was in the batter's box when the ball hit him. Had he been out, the ball hit him in fair territory, he would have been out.
1 strike to count on Johnny Bench. Bobby Tolan at second, carrying the go-ahead run. There's nobody down in game number 5. Wasn't bunting that one. He went for the seats in left field. It's 2 strikes on him. Bando holding Tolan at second, throwing to first for the out. 1 away. And now Tony Perez has led all players in the series with base hits. Now Bando in from third to talk to Raleigh Fingers. Joe Morgan, who led the majors in walks, got his specialty to start this big 8th inning for Cincinnati.
Going to keep your eye on Tolan on second base, too. He's liable to try to go for third and get there where he can score on the sacrifice fly. Kubiak's holding close.
That's the ball. With a right-handed batter at the plate, some of the real good base stealers like to go to third because the catcher has to either step behind the batter or out in front of him to make the throw. Got a good cut at a hanging slider right then. That was about letter high. Dennis Menke on deck. Cincinnati Reds and the Oakland A's, both great come-from-behind ball clubs all year long. They had to do it in the playoffs, and here they are meeting head-on for the World Championship. And a lot of money is at stake. Strike 2.
One of the Red players unofficially figured out that the winning share will be about $22,000, $23,000 a player.
The last 3 years in a row, the winners have had $18,000 a man, and that compares with the first World Series. The players got $1,100. Sparky Anderson facing the dugout. Here goes Tolan to third. It's swung and a miss. Throw to third. Safe. Bando is furious. Here comes Dick Williams into the picture.
Watch Tolan. He's being held close by Kubiak. He did not get a particularly good jump. Bando scoops it out of the dirt. Jim Hunachik, the umpire. Bando made the sweeping tag, and Tolan got around him. Here it comes again. Bando with a spot in front of the bag. Sweeping tag. Jim Hunachik, third base umpire, says, you missed him. He slid around you. stolen base right now is not as important as Perez went down swinging. Had he been there where a sacrifice fly could have scored him, the A's may have had to bring their infield in.
The A's got the call on that. It would have been a mighty big gamble by Tolan because that would have taken him right out of the inning with the go-ahead run in scoring position. I tell you, Tennis had that throw down there, too. Now here's Dennis Menke. He is homered, struck out, and sacrificed. Sparky Anderson calls Menke one of his best clutch hitters, and he has never had a more clutch situation than this right here. We are tied up in the top of the 8th, 4-4, and Sparky is on the walk again. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Pressure on Gene Tennis to make sure in case the ball is in the dirt here, he's got to block it. Fingers is working off the stretch. He could be on a windup, but he wants to take a look at Tolan and hold him over there as long as he can. Tolan trying to get Fingers to balk. Wow, mighty close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can see Tolan on the left side of the infield off third base. Menke's not taking a big cut. He's just trying for the base hit here. Fingers is not much of one to waste pitches either. Most of the A's pitchers, when they're ahead of a batter, go right ahead and try to get him right there. They try not to make a fat pitch, but they want to go ahead and get him. Menke fought that one off. He just had a very small swing at that to protect the plate.
Monty, a lot of the pitchers and their young ones on this club give a lot of that credit to Bill Posadel, who's retiring after this year.
The Chief has been with these kids ever since they started, 12 years ago when Finley bought the ball club. He got him. So we go to the last half of the 8th inning. The score, Cincinnati 4, Oakland 4.
Here's what happened when some regular gasoline users switched to Shell's new Super Regular.
I get out in the morning, just turn the switch, and she kicks off, and away I go. Once I got into this new gas that Shell put out, this Super Regular, I said, you can keep everything, I'll stick to this.
We switched over to the Super Regular, and it starts fast in the morning. Don't have it dying out like I used to.
Get onto the freeway, I tip on the gas, and everything sort of starts rattling. I'm no expert on cars or anything, but I know this is kind of shouldn't be there. And I tried this Shell Super Regular, and it seemed to take care of that. I don't know if any more paying.
Most times when I get in the car, it takes till I get around the block for the car not to cough. And it hasn't been coughing now with this Super Regular.
Super Regular and the Big Red Pump. Good drivability, plus more octane than the average regular. Ask our customers. Shell products perform.
If the World Series is over today, Sunday on NBC, there will be a pro football doubleheader. Check your local listings for those games you see in your area. If there is a World Series game on Sunday, we'll have a baseball, football doubleheader. And we're going now to the last of the 8th inning, and Matty Alou up.
Clay Carroll into the wind. Strike call to Matty. Alou, Rudy, and Epstein. Second, third, and fourth hitters for the Oakland A's. That's the lineup that got the run for Cincinnati that tied it up. Alou takes it's 1-1. Matty today has had 1 ball out of the infield. It was caught. A fly ball to right. 2-1. Matty splits his grip a little bit on the bat. That's Joe Rudy. at his hands. They're not right together. See a little space between them. Carroll's going to have to cover first. He got there. Clay Carroll almost fell down again.
Both Carroll and Perez make a great play on this one. You can see they get their signals mixed up just slightly. Now Tony with a flip leading Carroll, just barely beating Alou. Tough call for Bill Haller, the first base umpire.
Well, I tell you what, Perez made quite a play. He not only had to get rid of that ball, he had to lead a man perfectly who was going away from him.
These Red players in the infield seem to be having trouble on this thick natural turf. Probably still treacherous after the 10 days of rain out here, and they're losing their underfooting.
Now here's Joe Rudy, and Dennis Menke, the third baseman, is going to play right even with the bag. Rudy bunted for a base hit here the other night. He does that for two reasons. He gets base hits once in a while, about 9 this year, but he'll draw that third baseman in to where he has a better chance to hit it by him if he swings. Ball 1 to Rudy. We are tied up at 4-4. Cincinnati has had 6 hits and Oakland 4. On deck, Mike Hegan. Good working fastball. You can see that one turn. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2 to Rudy. He had 19 home runs in the season, and he hit 1 in Cincinnati. Missed outside. Sparky Anderson has had Ross Grimsley in the bullpen. Now he has Jack Billingham. They are his 2 starters for the 2 games in Cincinnati if it goes that far. Billingham pitched the best game against Oakland of any Cincinnati pitcher. Rudy pops it up. Pete Rose looking for it in the sun, and he's saying he's got it. Boy, when he catches that ball, he really snaps it down to his waist.
And Rudy got under that one just a little bit too much, or he might have had it out of here.
Now for the A's, Mike Hegan comes up to bat. Mike, for the year, hit .329 for the A's, mostly as a pinch hitter. Also used as a late-inning defensive replacement. Valuable man to have around. Dick Williams has really used him very well as pinch runner, pinch hitter. Carroll misses low, ball 1. Hegan has been up 3 times in the series without a base hit. He was in 1 World Series with the New York Yankees when he was really a young kid. Strike, it's 1-1. In 1964, when Egan was in the series. Watch Joe Morgan to his right. He beat it. Mike Hegan ran up on the grass.
Watch Joe get rid of this ball. He knows Hegan has speed. You have a chance to call it yourself. Puts down the bag. The ball's still out there coming into Perez's glove. Haller with a couple of close plays. Take a look at it again. Joe flipping the ball over and put on the bag as the ball gets in the glove.
Now Sal Bando. Ball 1. They're giving Bando a big gap in right center field. Bobby Tolan playing him well over in left center, and Bando hits the ball a lot with power to right center. There's a drive up the middle, base hit. Egan is going for third. And now, with 2 down in the last half of the 8th inning, George Hendrick is scheduled to bat here, and we're going to have a pinch hitter, I believe. One of the heroes for the A's last night. From Selma, Alabama, Don Mincher comes out. Grimsley in the bullpen for Cincinnati. on the A's dugout wall. Dick Williams scratches off a name. Oakland has runners first and third in a tie game. And there's that scorecard. You can see a lot of changes made here today.
Now Dick Williams with only right-handed pinch hitters left. And out comes Sparky.
He didn't make this trip out there last night. He left a right-hander in to pitch to Mincher, and Mincher ripped the ball into right center field for a hit. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Sparky Anderson now with a big decision. He has Grimsley to come in against a left-handed batter if he wants him. The pitcher is scheduled to hit in the number 8 spot for Cincinnati in the ninth, which means that Geronimo would lead it off, then the pitcher Carroll, if they take Carroll out. And they're bringing Grimsley in to work to Mincher.
But Dick Williams will make a change. It's going to be Angel Mangual here against the left-hander. There's a break in the action here in Oakland to score. The A's 4, the Reds 4.
Hi, Guy. Sid? Sid? What's this, a new kind of right guard antiperspirant?
Hi there. That's my new Right Guard natural scent.
Natural scent?
It's new. Light and fresh. You know, natural. Smell it.
Huh? Smells terrific.
It's Right Guard. Helps keep you dry all day.
New Right Guard natural scent. Does Mona know about you?
Oh, they moved.
Oh.
This is my husband, Bruno.
Bruno? Hi, Guy.
Gillette makes a better double edge now than the one your father used. The smoothest edge we can put on a blade, for the smoothest shave we can put on your face. The Platinum Plus blade. And someday, Gillette will make even a better blade for your son. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We made the first blade, and we're still the first blade. Gillette. Platinum Plus.
And there he is, left-hander Ross Grimsley. 2-1-14, he lost 8 this year for Cincinnati. And the man he'll try to get out is Angel Mangual, who got the base hit through a drawn-in infield that won it for the A's and sent this entire portion of the Bay Area into delirium. Grimsley started the second game. He went 5 innings, gave up only 2 runs to the A's, and he lost that game 2-1. Angel Mangual, who made the Major League Rookie All-Star team last year while hitting .285 for Oakland. He shared the center field duties here last year with Rick Monday. This year he reported to camp with a pulled hamstring muscle, and really not a hamstring. It was up on top of the leg, not on the back. And it took him a long time. He even went down to the minor leagues to start the season, playing in Iowa, to try to get his leg back into shape. And he never really got the job back that he had obviously inherited.
And in the meantime, Jack Billingham continues to warm up for the Reds. Anderson going all out. He has to.
As Larry Shepard said before the game, it's Bobby Bullpen today for Cincinnati. A base hit here could send the A's on top into the top half of the 9th inning. The score is 4-4. Mike Hegan is at third base, Sal Bando at first base. There are 2 down. That's the ball. Strike call. Good pitch by Grimsley. He wanted it down. He got it down. I'll tell you, he won't get a base hit on a ball like he hit last night. The infield is back very, very deep. And they've got a force play at first or second, so they can go in the hole and get one. And that's the same kind of ball. Morgan has got it. Throws him out. And we go to the 9th, tied up 4-4.
Last year, Dodge had the only all-new pickup, still one of the greatest things going. This year, Dodge extends itself to bring you the revolutionary Club Cab, the pickup that gives you storage space inside for all the things you don't want to or can't afford to leave outside. Even comes with optional auxiliary flip seats. The new Club Cab Swept Line pickup, only at your Dodge dealer.
Now, why didn't anyone ever think of that before?
There's bound to be a scene like this in almost every radial tire commercial. Because the fact is, radial tires really do have superior handling characteristics. And if they're steel-belted radials, you'll probably see a scene like this. So how can you tell which brand to buy? Well, maybe Uniroyal can help you decide. You see, worldwide, we have been selling steel-belted radials 10 years longer than any other American tire company.
It's the ninth inning. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Cincinnati. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Reds. Angel Manuel, who hit for Hendrick, replaces him in center field. The A's have 3 defensive players in their lineup now that did not start the game. Kubiak at second, Hegan at first, Manuel in center. Cesar Geronimo is scheduled to lead off for the Reds. The pitcher Grimsley to follow him. The first 4 games decided by 1 run. We're in the 9th inning of a tie game here. There's never been a World Series where every game has been decided by 1 run. And Geronimo has a base hit to right. He leads off the 9th inning. Grimsley is coming up. He looks back to the dugout. And McRae is coming out on deck for Cincinnati. Bando in it, tight at third. They're looking for the bunt. And it is popped up. They let it drop. They throw to first. A wide throw, and they had a chance for a double play. And Fingers nearly threw it away. He let the ball drop. Nearly threw it away to Hegan, who made a desperate lunging grab.
Very alert. Get the double play on the top by trapping it. Then he got excited, threw to first base. Kubiak had come over to cover, made a good play to save the ball from going in the right field corner. Geronimo going out of your picture down to second base. He was lucky to tag the runner sliding in.
And if they'd had the good throw to first, they had an easy shot at Geronimo down at second for a double play. So now the Reds have the go-ahead run at second. That's what they were trying to do anyway. And Dave Concepcion is the batter. He was a pinch hitter in the 7th, and he flied out. 9th inning, tied 4-4. 1 out. Geronimo, a fast man at second. Ball 1 to Concepcion. Pete Rose on deck.
That Kubiak has made some good plays at second base. Might have been a game saver right there should the A's win this.
2 balls, no strikes to Concepcion. Hamilton, a left-hander, Locker, a right-hander in the Oakland bullpen. Dick Williams out. He played in 1 World Series with the Dodgers in '53. He managed for the Red Sox in the '67 series. Played in 2 losing World Series teams and managed. Went out to steady Fingers down. Two balls, no strikes to Concepcion. Foul ball, 2-1. Monty Moore's on his way down to the A's clubhouse in case the A's win this one. But the battling Reds have them tied here in the ninth. Hit the Bando. Up. Throws. Safe at first base.
Bando had to charge it. The ball stayed down, just creeps beneath his glove. Now frantically trying to find it, still trying to find the handle against Concepcion, but he has speed. Bounces it in the dirt. Hegan with a fine stop.
And the Reds have the top of the order up. They have charged Bando with an error. The defensive lapses are giving the Reds a shot here in the ninth. Rose has homered and singled in 4 times. It's a ball to him.
Concepcion with that fine speed down on first base, able to get a big lead, will have a good shot at any double play attempt.
Ball 2. There's the lead man, Geronimo at second. Concepcion at first. Foul back. 2-1 to Rose. One out here in the ninth inning. And Joe Morgan on deck. Foul the sinker off. 2-2. And the A's bullpen with Hamilton and Locker. Two balls, 2 strikes. Base hit into center field. Geronimo will come in to score. Racing to third is Concepcion. On the throw to third, Rose takes second. And the Reds lead 5-4. Rose went to second on the throw to third.
Manuel's throw over the head of the cutoff man, Bert Campanarison, offline, allowing Pete to go into second base in the scoring position, and now erase the possibility of a double play.
Joe Morgan will be the batter. Dick Williams wants his left-hander, young Dave Hamilton, to come on now and face Morgan. And loose defensive play has hurt the A's here in the ninth. So we have another break in the action at Oakland. The score in the top of the ninth is now Cincinnati 5 and Oakland 4.
So you found a new pad and you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get a fold-down seat here in the back. Gives you 6.5 feet of space to pack. Whatever you got to pack in the back. Fully carpeted. Seat folds up, too. With a roof that opens on a country ride, don't cost much extra. Lets the sun inside. Crank shut, too, nice and tight, because the sun don't shine very much at night. Of course, everybody knows that. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get more out of it, because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care and engineering. It makes the difference.
Dave Hamilton making his first appearance of the series. During the year, he won 6, lost 6. 24 years old, born in Seattle, Washington. Lives now in Edmonds, Washington. He's facing Joe Morgan, whose base running has kept the Reds alive last night and today, even though he hasn't had a hit. Today he's walked twice. He has scored 2 runs. He's stolen a base. He went back and talked to Alex Grammas, the third base coach, about Hamilton. And the Reds have runners on second and third, 1 out. And a bad throw to first base by Raleigh Fingers, where he had a chance perhaps for a double play, has turned it around here in the ninth.
First time in the World Series that we've seen Cincinnati able to take advantage of the great team speed that they have, forcing mistakes.
The A's bring the infield in. Concepcion's at third, Rose is at second. One out. Big chance for the Reds now. A ball to Joe Morgan. There they are, Concepcion and Rose. Ball 2. 2-0. Gramis says, come on, send the sign up. Two and 0 to Morgan. He hits a high fly down the right field line. It's shallow. Concepcion is tagging. A loose throw is double play. Got it. There's Concepcion leading as the ball touched the glove. And here's the throw coming in by Matty Alou, a perfect throw. With a tag by Tennis, and it's a double play, 9-2. 1 run for the Reds. They have 2 hits, and they take the lead. 5.
Harry, make sure you get a close shave, and don't cut yourself.
Don't worry, this is a track too. 2 blades, but recessed so they're safe.
Then how are you going to shave close?
When the first blade shaves a whisker, it lifts it out from the face. And before it all snaps back, the second blade can shave it again, closer.
Harry, look at your daughter.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
The track 2, Gillette made it 1 blade better.
Hi, Guy. Sid? Sid? What's this, a new kind of right guard antiperspirant?
Hi there. That's my new Right Guard natural scent.
Natural scent?
It's new. Light and fresh. You know, natural. Smell it.
Huh? Smells terrific.
It's Right Guard.
Oh.
Helps keep you dry all day.
New Right Guard natural scent. Does Mona know about you?
Oh, they moved.
Oh.
This is my husband, Bruno.
Bruno? Hi, Guy.
Matty Alou has been hitting below par in this series, but fielding above par. He made 2 good plays last night. He has just an average arm, but he gets rid of this ball in a hurry and throws a perfect strike to double up Concepcion at the plate to keep the Oakland A's within 1 run, as the A's now will come to bat in the last of the 9th inning. They'll have their catcher, Gene Tennis, leading off. Then the second baseman, Kubiak. And the pitcher to follow. Gene Tennis hit a 3-run homer in the second, walked in the 4th, rounded out in the 7th. Once again, we go down to a 1-run ball game. Ball, I can't remember so many important games in 2 weeks of the playoffs in the World Series that have been decided by so many 1-run decisions. That was an earned run, by the way, for Cincinnati. Ball 2 to Gene Tennis. Grimsley, a starter, pitching in relief. Billingham and other starters warming up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. Grimsley gets it over. 3-1. Anderson, and I don't blame you, Sparky. He's on. The tying run is on for the A's in the last of the ninth. Ted Kubiak's the batter. Dave Duncan has come out on deck as a pinch hitter. The Reds lead 5-4, last of the ninth inning. That's a strike to him. In those playoff games, 5 in each league, 5 of the 10 playoff games were decided by 1 run. We're into the 5th World Series game. They've all been 1-run ball games. 1 strike to Kubiak. He pops it up. Waiting for it, first baseman Perez. 1 out. Now Duncan will bat for Hamilton. And Anderson just pointed out there. He wants to come out. He's got Billingham, a right-hander, loose if he wants him. And he's going to bring him on. Right down against it. He's got a 1-run lead to keep his team alive. Send them back to Cincinnati tomorrow. He's had to rip up the pitching staff today, but he's had to. And we're going to have another break in the action here in Oakland with a score in the last of the ninth inning. Cincinnati 5, Oakland 4.
McDonald's Big Mac. Open wide and say, ah. Lettuce, special sauce, cheese, and a double helping of meat. Anybody can make a big sandwich, but nothing tastes like a Big Mac. Open wide and say, ah.
Deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Jack Billingham, who pitched brilliantly here on Tuesday night. Had to have ninth inning help. Won 12, lost 12. Will face Dave Duncan, who lost his starting catching job just after the halfway mark. That's Blue Moon Odom, who's gone in to run for Gene Tennis. Duncan hit 19 homers during the year, 15 in this ballpark. He has good power. He hit most of those home runs early in the season. Seasonal batting average of .218. Pete Rose hit a homer in the first. Gene Tennis a 3-run homer in the second. Menke homered in the fourth. The A's got another run in the fourth. They led 4-2. In the eighth, Morgan scored from second on Tolan single. And the Reds went ahead in the ninth inning. And the A's let them away. Let them get away with some poor defensive play. I said Billingham pitched Tuesday. It was Wednesday night. Ball 1. Sparky's worn a path out in that dugout. He usually sits down, but not after he fell behind 3-1. Strike to him. 1-1. If they go to Cincinnati tomorrow, Vida Blue will start for Oakland. We don't know who will be going for Cincinnati. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he lines it into left field for a base hit. Here's Odom coming to third. The tying runs to third. The throw by Rose comes in to second. And the A's continue their miraculous pitch hitting. They've had 2 pinch hits today, and they had 3 pinch hits in 1 inning, the 9th inning last night. And a good play by Pete Rose. He kept that winning run from getting to second base. He had no chance on Odom at third. Now Herb Norton, the third base coach, wants to talk to Campaneris. Campaneris has gone hitless in 4 times. This is the top of the A's batting order. Cincinnati leading 5-4, last of the 9th inning. Another seat squirmer here, Oakland Coliseum. The A's fans standing with their banners behind the dugout, everybody on their feet there. The infield is tight at first and third, just a little shorter than halfway at short and second. They get the ground ball at either short or second. They may try for the double play to get out of the inning. Campaneris fouls it off, out of play, strike 1. Billingham's ahead of Campaneris, 1 strike. John Odom, the tying run at third. The on-deck batter, Matty Alou. The winning run, Duncan at first. Strike 2. Don Gullett, another starter, is warming up. There are 3 starters. Grimsley, Billingham, and Gullett have been in the bullpen. And he pops it up. Perez back. Morgan going and takes it in foul ground. Here comes Odom, and he is out. The ball game is over. A double play. Odom gambled and tried to score on the foul pop, and he's out at home plate. Dick Williams comes out. The Reds are still alive. They win it. Here's Odom tagging. He thought Morgan might not be quite alert or have his back to the plate. Odom tries to score. The throw from Joe Morgan is in time. A double play to wind up the ball game, and Cincinnati leads it 5-4. Now watch Joe Morgan. He yells Perez off the ball. Morgan, quickly, even though he slipped and fell, fired to the plate. And for a fellow who hasn't had a hit in this series, Morgan is playing a very valuable role yesterday and today. So the Reds win it, and for the 5th World Series game in a row, it was decided by 1 run. The A's had a chance, a big chance, with runners on first and third, 1 out, but couldn't do it. So in that last of the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 1 man left. The winning pitcher, Ross Grimsley, and the losing pitcher is Raleigh Fingers. And your final line score, Cincinnati, 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Oakland, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And let's go down now to Tony Kubek.
With me on the field, Joe Morgan, one of the heroes, not only with that last play and throw, but also with his base stealing and bases on ball. Joe, you waved Perez off on that last play.
Well, Doggy was moving back away, and I was going to be moving away also, but I figured I could round the ball and have my body going toward the plate better than he could.
You got 2 bases on ball today, a couple of stolen bases, and scored 2 very important runs. First time that team speed is shown for you guys.
Well, it's the first time I've been on base with any consistency, Tony. Like I said all along, if I get on base, we'll score some runs because these guys will get me in, and it seems though when I get on base, things happen. And so far in the series, I hadn't been able to get on base, but really, to be honest with you, I think today gave me a big lift. And I think I'll be real good from now on.
Joe, before the ball game today, I overheard you talking to a writer. You refused, and to your credit, to use the excuse that your heel's bad. I think we all know it's bad and it's been bothering you. You've shown a lot of courage playing on it.
Well, I don't want to make any excuses, Tony, because, like you say, you just go out there and do the best you can do, and it could have been the other way. I could be having a great series even with the bad heel, so I can't really say the heel is causing me to do a lot of things that I'm doing wrong, but I'm just going to go out there and battle them from now on, and hopefully we can win the next 2.
You're going back to Riverfront, back home for that 6th important game.
Right, and I tell you what, Tony, we're going to win it.
You've got a lot of men in the bullpen today. Who you got starting tomorrow? Does anybody know yet?
I don't know. No, I don't know. It was either supposed to be Grimsley, but he pitched the last inning here today. So apparently, I believe it'll probably be Gary Nolan.
Vida Blue for them, it looks like. What do you think about Vida?
Well, I tell you what, he's going to have his work cut out for us because these guys started swinging the bat real good. Everyone here is swinging the bat a lot better, except for myself. But these other guys are swinging the bat better, and maybe I can get some more walks.
Joe Morgan, thank you so much. Good ball game, and we'll see you in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Right. Thank you very much, Tony.
Now let's go back upstairs.
What a 9th inning that was. The top of the 9th ended on a double play throw from Matty Alou into home plate on Concepcion, and then the last of the 9th inning with a double play with Morgan throwing Odom out of the plate. And I guess they'll wonder for a long time to come here in the Coliseum about Odom going in on that pop foul. Fairly close, but he was definitely out at the plate.